Hello and welcome to vlog number 83. This one is going to be a mix of the good and the bad. The first thing on my list is bad. I've had the water bill through. As I've now finished all arrears, I was honestly expecting to pay less this year, but even with no outstanding payments to make, it's actually about 40% more. To be fair, I can now afford this, but I can easily imagine some will find this increase impossible to manage, especially with greedy media providers also upping their costs each year by 3% or more above the rate of inflation. People will be left with no spare cash and just go into more and more debt just to survive, and nothing to spend on anything. Companies are going to lose eventually. Now, it's going to break one day. I'm not sure what's going to happen when it does, but it won't be pretty. Enough of that for now, at least. And on to some more modern console woes. This one is definitely a first world problem, and likely down to my rather complex setup. I cannot reliably get audio from the optical output of my PlayStation 4. Even when specifically selected, it still uses the HDMI out. It might be down to the optical selector I'm using, it's the switch, but it doesn't exactly make me want to use it much. Give me the old stuff. It's there when I want it, but it's a pain to set up. It should be nice and easy, but it ain't. And oh boy, another gripe. I've discovered something about the AliExpress app that I'm really not happy with. Even with no permissions, it holds on to a Bluetooth headset. If I paused the podcast, it wouldn't restart on the button. If I tapped the volume when nothing was playing, it just changed the volume when it should be giving me battery status. Force closed the app and everything returned to normal. Now for me that's not acceptable, so I've uninstalled it from the main phone, installed it on the backup phone which is only on when I'm streaming basically. I've checked the permissions and it doesn't have any permissions for access to anything, but nothing needs access for just listening. So why it hangs onto the headset, I don't know. No idea. There's a reason I want to use it, but I'll touch on that a bit later. Twitch have announced that they're limiting the hours they keep for uploads and highlights. First, I'm going to say this doesn't affect me at all, as my currently stored amount is under a minute, because I've never considered Twitch to be a recorded video platform. I've always downloaded what I want to keep and upload to YouTube and Odyssey, which are recorded video platforms. Some people, though, do keep their past streams available, including some of my friends. That's a lot of work for somebody to migrate their stuff across, and really, I think Twitch should have either not allowed so much in the first place, or given more time to allow for this migration. These companies, though, have shareholders to pay, so we don't get a say in that. It's good that they provide these platforms, don't get me wrong, but I wish they put a bit more humanity into their decisions. Finally, some good stuff, and again it's related to AliExpress, which I'll probably be getting a fair bit of stuff from in the near future. The coins, only available via the app, apply as discount, which is why, not available via the app, but they are earnable via the app. Daily taps, you buy stuff, and you actually got to go into the app to tap stuff to get the coins, but you can use them for discount. When I got the app on my backup phone, it gets nothing from me. It's hardly ever in use, and I always force close the app after I use it anyway if I'm going to continue using the phone. That's a win. Anyway, I bought a new controller from them. It has Hall effect analog sticks, which means no stick drift, and it works really well too. And it's recognised as an Xbox controller, very good value. AliExpress can actually come up trumps on a good many things, especially on the electronics side. Just don't expect too cheap. If you go for too cheap, you're going to get too cheap. Let's be fair. Right, and also, while shopping the other day, I noticed Guinness Nitro Surge device was on offer at Tesco. So I thought I'd give it a try. So, here it is in the box. Here's the device. And let's get the thing out here. When it's assembled, it's like that. It's not what I was expecting, because I was expecting one of those ones you see at the pub where they put a little bit of water in there, press a button, it gives a little ultrasonic burst and fizzes up, heads up the drink. But this one, it goes on top and you pour it as if you were pouring from a pub. Anyway, as I say, it's not what I was expecting, but it does produce pub quality pints of Guinness that are very Moorish. I have heard of a trick with a pin which will allow normal cans to be used. Little pin in the lid. where it opens so it's easy to get in there. Let it settle for a few minutes to release the pressure, and then try again with the surge. I am going to have to try it, but I'll probably stick to the design cans most of the time because they're a full pint. Even though they are more expensive, they're still cheaper than pub prices. Now, we've had a lot of rain lately. The other morning around 7 o'clock, my son was concerned about an alarm going off downstairs and woke me up, even though I'd only got to bed about 4 o'clock, to check. It was my 140 decibel hornet I use on my bike in place of a bell. It sounds a bit like a rape alarm, or you can set it to sound like 110 decibel, sort of weak horn, but I use it as the squealer most of the time. Anyway, I pressed the button and it stopped at that time, and with a woozy head I thought that was it, but no. About an hour later it happened again. Pretty sure of the cause, I just unplugged the button from the device itself and went back to bed. When I got up I decided to check. Opened up the button case, and just as I suspected, it was waterlogged. This is supposed to be waterproof, but we've had so much rain that some managed to get through. Anyway, a thorough wipe and a spray of WD-40, what am I on? WD-40, water dispersant, WD, 40th attempt, fix that issue, for now at least. The cupboard under the stairs is a mess. Well, not really a mess, but there's a lot in there, so I decided to get some shelving. I ordered a pair of shelves, and when I got the time I assembled one of them. I thought I'll try one first to see what it's like. Took everything out of the cupboard, and the shelf is too big. Far too big, can't fit it in there. I neglected to measure first. I did work around the problem, on a suggestion by my wife. I used the shelving at the top of the stairs, which did fit, and put the new shelving in its place at the top of the stairs. The cupboard is still a lot more organised than it was, and while it's taking more room, the one at the top of the stairs allows a lot more storage up there too, so it's not all bad. Now I still have one set left, which I plan to set up in the bedroom. But that'll take some wardrobe rearranging, which will need time. Probably my next long weekend, because this one is a busy one, leading to a week's leave that sees me turn 60. Yes, I'm officially an old codger, and even have my bus pass. I'm not showing you the number on that thing, but yeah, I got my bus pass. I don't actually feel old. There are other consequences that I'm not going to talk about much here, but we do lose more people as we get older. That makes me numb, really does. But I hope to keep going for now, and for many years to come. And I'm more likely to get taken out in a road accident than from age, at least for now. That's not saying I will. I'm quite safe riding and I'm quite perceptive. Right. Facebook is really getting on my nerves. Even in feeds, which is supposed to be only people and pages I actually want to see, apart from the ads, of course, which get blocked by a filter. But I've been getting an increasing number of posts from entities I've had absolutely no interaction or interest in. I'm thinking, what? I don't follow these. Who are these? In my feeds. It's only supposed to be in your news feed that's supposed to happen. When I see one of these, I just close the page for the rest of the day. My Facebook use is getting less and less as time goes on, as they make it more of an advertising or propaganda platform than anything that's actually useful. I have no intention of actually deleting my account there because I really don't want to lose contact with people. But by heck, they make it hard. I'm getting a new car today. It should be here this afternoon, early this afternoon, and it's going to be quite a change. And probably the main reason I'm not going to have time to sort out the shelving in the bedroom this week. It's on lease via the company. I'm not buying it outright. And everything is included in the payments except for the home charging station. And of course, you've got to charge it yourself. That I have to get myself. And yes, it's electric. 100% electric. It's a Volkswagen ID Buzz. And I shall be posting pictures when I get it. And will obviously show it on my next vlog. A few things need sorting out with the neighbours, but nothing horrendous. And we do get on well, so that'll be sorted out decently. Neither of us are idiots. We get along. We can sort things out. And I'm very tolerant. Believe me, I am very tolerant. Okay, nearly at the end now. On to the shout outs to people who have commented on my videos in the last 3 weeks since my last vlog. These are Pingy, Colin Thompson, Delboy 3K1, Magnus Deridian, Info Packrat, Mark Blaster, Maud, Novabug, Lucas Rainford, Bellissimo 4520, R2 the Cat, and Stignosis STG. Now, of course, it's time to mention the wars. The ceasefire in the Middle East seems to be holding, so that's a good thing, but it's not looking so promising for Ukraine because of another war that's broken out between common decency and an increasingly despotic regime that's rapidly arising across the pond. I'm not a political expert, and I'm sure you've all seen the news, so I won't go deep into it, except to say it's concerning to say the least, and you'll once again see the flag of Ukraine at the end of this vlog. And on that note, I'm going to finish. Next time I see you in this format, I'll be 60 years old. So until the next one in 3 weeks, try not to concern yourself too much with things outside our control. Stay safe, and I'll see you all then. Ta-ra for now.